It was the strategic airstrip at Goose Green that the British were after. From there, the Argentines had mounted air attacks on the advancing British troops. Without the airstrip, Argentine air power was severely weakened. The battle for Goose Green lasted less than 48 hours. It was the fiercest fighting of the whole conflict. The British took 1,400 Argentine prisoners. 17 British soldiers, including the commanding officer, and 250 Argentine soldiers died in the battle.
Lance Corporal Smith, Lance Corporal Bingley, Private Holman Smith, Private Fletcher, Private Illingsworth, Private Meakin, Private Dixon.
With Goose Green and Darwin secure, the British moved off. Their next and final target, Port Stanley, 50 miles before they reached the capital, and more fighting. As they moved towards the island's capital, the British deployed their forces in a pincher movement. Slowly, the noose was tightening around the Argentine forces. Information about the situation was sporadic. Only small bands of settlers were witness to the final battle. Despite heavy losses, the Argentine Air Force continued its raids on the advancing British troops. June 8th was a particularly bad day for the British. Bluff Cove, near Port Stanley, more troops being landed, and a devastating strike from the Argentines. As the Royal Navy ships Sir Galahad and Sir Tristram were burning, desperate efforts were made to rescue survivors. 50 British soldiers were killed in the attack.
That one was hit twice over in the back.
Helicopter pilots flew their machines non-stop to pick up survivors who had ended up in the icy waters. Casualty figures were slow in coming, but when the news came, it was bad. Losses might even have been heavier, but the helicopter pilots risked their lives to get the men out. Shocked and disoriented, the men scrambled ashore to relative safety. For some soldiers, the fighting was over. They needed attention and were dispatched to the field hospital unit. From there, they would be transported to the hospital ships and receive proper treatment for their wounds. Despite Argentine attacks like this one, the British push on to Stanley. 5 days after Bluff Cove, Argentine defenses around Stanley were broken.